Two men charged after allegedly chasing, shooting at a black FedEx driver. Rowdy Nation TV, click that like button, subscribe to the channel, share this video. We are back in the building. A white father and son are facing criminal charges after allegedly chasing and firing at DeMontario Gibson, a 24-year-old black FedEx driver, who said he was targeted while delivering packages in Brookhaven, Mississippi on the evening of January 24th. DeMontario is 24 years old, but he looks all of 16 to me. Now, people say that this is a copycat crime because it reminds them of the Ahmaud Arbery case that we just got a verdict on in Georgia. And I just like to say, if this is a copycat case, well, I'd like to see some copycat justice in Mississippi. So like I said before, we're gonna just give me a few minutes. Let me dive into the story. I'm gonna read this article to you, and then I'm gonna come back and tell you how I feel about this. And hopefully you can leave me a comment and let me know how you guys feel about this, because this keeps happening in our community to our young brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying? It's enough that we had to experience this when we were growing up, and now our kids are experiencing the same thing. Now, according to affidavits obtained by ABC News, 35-year-old Brandon Case, the son, has been charged with purposely, knowingly, and feloniously attempting to cause bodily injury to Gibson after allegedly shooting at his delivery van, while Gregory Case, 57 years old, is charged with purposely, knowingly, and feloniously conspiring with his son to commit aggravated assault after allegedly chasing Gibson with his pickup truck and trying to block him from driving away. Sounds familiar, right? Sounds just like Ahmaud Arbery's case in Georgia. Now, Gregory's case attorney, Terrell Stubbs, Brandon's case attorney, Dan Kitchens, did not respond to ABC's request for a comment, but according to the Brookhaven Municipal Court, both attorneys entered not guilty pleas on their client's behalf. Gibson was not injured, but his van and some packages were struck with several bullet holes. According to the police report obtained by ABC News, Gibson and his supervisor at FedEx filed the report. Gibson described the experience as traumatizing in an interview with Good Morning America on Sunday. Gibson said he was driving around trying to find the right address and finally figured it out. He said once he left the package, Gregory Case tried to use his pickup truck to stop him from leaving the neighborhood. He tries to cut me off, and instantly, my instincts kicked in. I swerved by him. As he tried to drive away, Gibson said he saw Brandon Case in the middle of the road pointing a gun at his delivery van. When he got past him, the guy started shooting towards his vehicle. The back of his vehicle was hit several times. Gibson calls 911 later that night and was directed to the Brookhaven Police Department, where a dispatcher told him that there was a report of a suspicious person at the address where he was delivering the packages before he was allegedly chased and targeted by the Cases. Now check this out. They done already called the police before he had a chance to for him to call the police, because he reported it to the FedEx people, and they wanted him to wait until tomorrow to make the report. But luckily, this young man, he's been smart all throughout this thing. He's been smart. And he called the police that same night, right? And this is what they tell him. You just heard what I read, right? Here, let me read it again. The dispatcher told him that there was a report of a suspicious person at that address. So that means somebody already done called before he don't even call to make the report. That's them, because they know they done, you know what they did. They know what they did. Now, Gibson said that he was wearing his delivery uniform at the time and was driving a rented van, driving a rented FedEx van, but it was marked Hertz. In this instance, this man was working while black. That's all it is. And they thought that he was suspicious, and evidently, they concertedly decided they would accost this man, and he would not stop, and they intended to kill him. Does that sound familiar? The same thing with Ahmaud Arbery. He was jogging while black in a neighborhood where people thought he didn't belong, right? He wouldn't stop because this man thought that he had domain over this guy. So stop when I say stop. So since he didn't stop, Ahmaud Arbery was shot and killed in the streets. You know what I mean? This young man was luckily, thank God, that God, I don't know, God had his hand on him. You know what I'm saying? Because it could have been totally different, right? Now, police have not responded to ABC News' request for comment, but Brookhaven Mayor Joe C. Cox told ABC News that the Brookhaven Police Department, the Mississippi Bureau of Investigations, and federal agencies will continue to investigate this matter. Gibson said FedEx told him to return to the office that night, but sent him out on the same route the very next day. Gibson now says he's on unpaid leave. While FedEx offered to pay for counseling, Gibson said he was not offered unpaid leave until the story became public. FedEx takes situations of this nature very seriously, and we are shocked by the criminal act against our team member, DeMonterio Gibson, FedEx said in a statement to ABC News. The safety of our team members is our top priority, and we remain focused on his well-being. We continue to support Mr. Gibson, including compensation, as we cooperate with investigating authorities. Now, the cases are now on bail, but Gibson's attorney are calling for the charges to be immediately upgraded and for the incident to be investigated as a hate crime. And I couldn't agree more with that, right? I mean, they shot at this guy, and I heard that they shot like 5-6 times, right? Black lives matter. Not only do they matter, but they matter as much as white lives, Moore said. Moore compared Gibson's case to that of Ahmaud Arbery, the 25-year-old unarmed black man who was murdered while out jogging in Brunswick, Georgia on February 23rd, 2020. 3 white men, father and son, Gregory and Travis McMichael, and their neighbor William Rowdy Bryant, who chased and murdered Arbery, were sentenced to life in prison on January 7. Okay, we're here at Not Rowdy Nation. We don't like to bring that race card every time something happens. But every time something happens, it involves race. It involves us at the end of a modern day lynching. And how much can a people take? Honestly, right? And so we don't like to play that card. We just play the card that you dealt us, right? And it is what it is, right? 3 white men, a father and son. They chased Arbery McMichael down. Ahmaud Arbery down, like I said, in 2020. And here we are 2 years later, and we have a copycat crime, basically the same thing. It seems that this is another father and son duo that thought something was suspicious and took the law into their own hands. The same thing, right? And if this is a copycat crime, I just hope that we can get copycat justice. Rowdy Nation TV, click the like button. We're back in the building. Share this video. We out.